let's just talk about why you might want organizations in your campaign. Like a sandwich, you gotta butter your bread because butter is what brings the whole sandwich together.
The French.
It's a shield from the insides. It also adds that fat content, and it is essential for a good sandwich.
You told me. I'll butter my bread.
And I think organizations are also essential to a campaign. If you want your campaign to be multifaceted, dynamic, and sort of feels immersive, you're gonna need some organizations. It is what puts everything into context in your campaign and your adventure. The lore and world building associated with organizations is what adds depth and sort of context to the PC party's adventures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're basically the foundation on which plot lines and role-playing opportunities lie with it.
Right.
So in the D&D campaign, characters move organizations, and organizations move the world.
Okay.
I'll say it again. Characters move organizations, and organizations move the world. And it's the organizations that define the shape of your world, and they're the primary drivers of change within your world. And you're like, Sean, really? How do they do that?
Yeah, Sean,
like,
how
really?
do that?
A decently well fleshed out organization will have historical significance within your campaign world. They often have history that date back generations, maybe centuries, right? Maybe it's in their founding. Major events in their past will shape the world's history, right? If they're big enough. They are still around. You can bet that they've had a significant effect on the present day campaign world. And I argue that you can't really have a great history without organizations shaping the history.
That's a loaded statement. I love it.
Yeah, it's so loaded, right? Think about that for a second. And then in the present day campaign, they shape the political landscape. Their alliances, their rivalries, their conflicts with other associations or groups, they impact the balance of power and dynamics in the world's governance. And that affects the story, the campaign world dynamics. It affects what and how the PC group can do things in the world.
Yes.
And I would argue that the majority of your world dynamics will come from this. The next way they shape your world is their cultural context.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because you want to build cultures within different regions and stuff like that in your campaign world.
Yes.
I want to say that the values, beliefs, and motivations and actions of your organizations define the cultures and values in the game world.
That's interesting.
Not the other way around.
Ooh.
Right? I know. It's weird to think of it that way, right? So let me talk about that a little bit further, that idea.
Okay. I'm going to think about
Different regions might have unique organizations that embody those areas' beliefs and traditions and societal norm.
Yep.
Right? That's the way we normally think about things. But as players, it's the regions that embody the characteristics of the organizations that they contain. The way that we experience the characteristics of a region is by interacting with the organizations within that region. Without organizations in a certain region, there is no culture. As a DM, it's through the organizations and the NPCs therein that we show the culture to the player group. In that way, it's the organizations that define it for the players, right? Like, how are the players going to find out about the culture? It's by seeing what the people in those organizations do, how they act, what their values are, what their beliefs are. From the point of view of the player experience, it's the organization that defines the culture of that region. If you don't have organizations, there is no culture. You can tell them, but they don't experience it, they don't see it. Because if the PCs don't experience it, why bother having that culture? It's wasted. I mean, why have a treasure behind every waterfall if the players never go behind the waterfall? Because it's the right thing to do, guys.
It's the right thing to do. Butter those waterfalls.
Yeah. Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about for the case of organizations within the campaign is geographical presence.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the locations and the strongholds of your organization are a part of the geography of the world. So think stuff like guild halls, temples, training grounds, secret hideouts, etc. Those kinds of things. They each contribute to the geography and the sense of place. I'm going to say another thing that may be a hot take, but no one cares about a place unless that place has a purpose.
Oh.
No one cares about a place.
Wow.
Unless that place has a purpose.
We're going to get hate mail from Purposeless Town.
But no one cares about that place. So who cares? And organizations are what give purpose to places.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, this forest is important and we care about it because that's where our village hunters go to get meat. If it's just some random glade that no one even knows about, no one gives a crap about it because there's no organizations that care, no like people. I mean, maybe the deer. So yeah, really, I want to encourage you guys to make sure you have organizations of some scope in your campaign because it adds so much. We want to have cultural context. We want to have immersive experience. We want dynamics and a history, right? Especially if you're world building, you got to have organizations.
Yeah.